Hey, what's up, guys? I just wanted to show you this gold farm that I've been doing for the past few weeks. We'll be farming dark runes in Skolo. I'll just show you some of the pulls I've been doing on the mage. Obviously, this will be a lot faster on the mage compared to other classes that don't have much AoE, but you can still clear these packs one by one, regardless if, say, you're a hunter or a druid, whatever other class you are, and you'll still hit around 12 to 13-minute lockout. So it really shouldn't matter if you are a mage doing these AoE pulls. You'll be typically hitting, you'll see around maybe 8 minutes, 9 minutes, maybe faster if you have better gear, but then you just have idle time. So really should come out to the same gold per hour. Now, I just paused it here just to show you guys that in this first room, there's always going to be 4 patrols. One thing to note is that they don't leash with the other packs. So it's up to you if you want to clear them out first or not. You can also skip them if you want, since they don't drop any dark runes. But I just typically just pull them out in the other section of the other room just to make it a little bit easier, and then you don't have any patrols to worry about when you're doing the other pulls. Now I'll just fast forward some of these sections and moving forward between these pulls, since it's either me just drinking or reapplying my buff, so I'll just save you guys the trouble here. Alright, so for these 2 pulls, you'll want to counterspell the Necrolite in the first pack, and then you just start spamming Arcane Explosion, ideally while strafing through the other packs. And what that'll allow you to do is that some of the caster mobs will register you as in melee range, and so they'll move up to you and then auto attack you once or twice before they start casting again. So it's just an easy way to clump up all these mobs without having you to just simply blizzard them down or even just like arcane explosion one pack at a time. Just makes things a bit more efficient. Then you simply rinse and repeat with the other section of this first room. Typically, each pack of 3 mobs will have either one Dark Summoner or one Necromancer within it, which are actually the only mobs within this whole place who can drop Dark Runes. So you really don't want to skip any of these guys. For these last 2 pulls, you'll want to make sure to refresh all your shields, and then whenever you're good to go, you'll just rank 1 Frostball to one of the further packs, and then you'll Ice Lance and Counterspell the other 4 packs, and then you'll just go to the entrance and Ice Block. Then, like any other pull, you'll just simply cancel your Ice Block, Nova them, blink out, and then use your cooldowns and start blizzarding them down. So it's a pretty simple pull. You really shouldn't be afraid of dying at any point in time. However, the only time where you could get in a little bit of trouble is if you get in melee range of the spectral mob. This one can cast a pretty nasty 9-second silence. So just be aware of that. Make sure that he's at distance at all times. Make sure that he doesn't run through your blizzard. In terms of the gear, a lot of people have asked me if you need any type of resistance gear, whether that's frost resist or shadow resist. Uh, Honestly, you really don't need anything special other than your normal gear. If you have some stamina gear and intellect gear, make it a bit easier. Go ahead and put those on. But other than that, your mage armor should be more than enough for the resistance portion of it. Keep in mind it can be a bit RNG though, so make sure to refresh your shields as much as possible because at times you'll get hit back to back to back frostballs. And then sometimes you'll just resist absolutely everything during a pull. So just be aware of that. Make sure you rotate your shields properly and you'll be more than okay. So that sums up all the pulls. You can clear more trash if you want, since you can see here we started when the timer was about 6 minutes. Now it's close to 14 minutes by the time we loot everything. So it's pretty much 8 minute per run. However, for the sake of the video itself, we'll just clear these 2 rooms for 5 runs, and then I'll see you guys with the results. Hey guys, just one last quick thing before we go over the results. I realized I never showed you where you can easily vendor for this type of farm, and especially this will get your bags pretty full pretty quick. So if you're not aware, you can actually do a quick 3 quest chain in Skolo, which requires you to kill a few bosses. And after you complete that quest chain, you'll get a trinket which allows you to see any ghosts within the surrounding areas. And one of the ghosts, if you use the trinket that you'll be able to see, is one of the blacksmiths where you can vendor and you can also repair there. So it's pretty handy. And if you've already done the quest and you've deleted the item, you can also talk to the NPC out front and she'll be able to give you a new one. So just a heads up for that. All right, so for the exciting portion of the video, let's talk about loot. So I did 5 runs total. I started the timer 4 minutes late though in my first run. So give or take, roughly took me about 50 minutes to do all 5. And I really wasn't trying to do them very quickly. I AFK'd a few times in between as well. So you could definitely do these a lot quicker. I also had to go vendor after the third run, so the gold you'll see right now in my bags is not what we started with. We actually started with 33,121 gold and 17 silver, and we also had 2 dark runes in our bags prior to starting this, just from previous runs I did, so just keep that in mind. For my gold farming guides, I'll always try to show you a more realistic approach to the farms. I see a lot of very clickbaity videos that they'll show you, wow, 500 gold per hour, but they calculate it based off the assumption that lower level greens and grays even sometimes will vendor for anywhere between 5 to even 20 gold each. So that's really not that realistic, since most of them will never sell, or if they do, it'll take weeks or months. So I'll be vendoring pretty much everything aside from the dark runes so we can get a more accurate result just based off the raw gold. So with everything vendored, I ended up with 33,221 gold and 87 silver. So that's pretty much 100 gold on the dot there, just from the raw gold, plus vendoring from all the greens and grays, as well as the rune cloth. And so we also finished with a total of 15 dark runes. Again, 2 of which were farmed earlier, so we'll just subtract that. Say we farmed 13 dark runes total. I will say though, this is a little bit above average. After doing this farm for close to 2 weeks now, I'd say on average I would tend to get probably more two dark runes per run, so about 10 runes per hour, give or take. Right now, runes are going for about 13 to 14 gold on my server, and it seems that the average across all US realms it's more like 15 gold. But again, we'll try to be a bit more conservative in case for whatever reason your server prices are a lot lower than mine. So let's just say 10 gold each, just a nice round even number, and that would give you 100 gold from just the runes, 100 gold from the raw vendor bowls. So I could probably say with pretty good confidence that you should be able to get a consistent amount of 200 gold per hour for this farm. I know this isn't amazing based off TBC standards, since you could do a lot of other farms that are probably closer to twice that amount, but considering it's close to Undercity and pretty much anyone can do it, it's in a dungeon, so you don't really have any competition at all. And on top of that, Dark Runes should always be in demand, especially as new content comes out and fights will be lasting longer. So I highly recommend it. Whenever I did it, there's maybe 3 to 4 other people in Skolo at a single time at most. So if you haven't tried it out, I would highly suggest you doing it before maybe bots get in there and then potentially tag the prices of Dark Runes. If you do try this farm out, let me know your own results in the comments down below. I'd be pretty curious to know if you guys are getting similar results as I am. So that's it for me, guys. If you like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.